ridiculous. I mean, I wrote about this the other day in my paper about this guy in Compton that got shot. You know, everybody knows, most people know who did it because allegedly the guy left and came back. Oh, he had on a hoodie, but he left and came back. He wasn't had a hoodie on in the first place, but they know who did it. But then, you know, people ain't saying nothing. So you give the criminals protection. Meanwhile, you want you want the police to find justice. That's real hard, man. That's like going to your car, go to your doctor and say, doctor, I don't feel good. What's wrong with you? You figure it out for yourself. I don't feel good. Well, how the fuck I'm supposed to help you? You don't tell me what's going on. So it's really a catch-22 situation, man. There's a lot of frustration. You know, it's a good payday. It's a good payday, but now folks are shooting back at police. They don't give a damn like they used to. Used to be, cops had a lot more respect.
Man.
Cops had a lot more respect back then. They don't have the respect they do. And then when they do, folks just can't wait to sue them. Can't wait to sue them. Then you got the dirty cops that make the bad cops look bad. You know, make the good cops look bad, and it just you know, it can be very frustrating. Very frustrating.
You've been around for, 7 decades. And have you ever seen where cities don't have enough police? This is something new to me. I'm only 46 though, so I don't know. I don't remember this. Was it like this in the 90s? Was it ever like this in the 70s where, it seemed like police were outnumbered technically?
No, it was never. I've never seen this before in my life. I think so the police department tried to make it better by dropping the height and weight limit on cops, especially in LA. It used to be a time you had to be at least like 5'9", 160 pounds, 170 pounds to be an LA sheriff or LAPD. They dropped that down to make it more attractive to women. And a lot of guys got frustrated because, if you get into a tussle with some full-size men, no disrespect to women, but you got a woman, she might, only thing you can do is shoot them in most cases. They try to train them, but weight is weight, dude. They don't put heavyweights against lightweights in the real world. In the real world, a heavyweight got a much better chance with a lightweight than the lightweight does winning that fight. Now, you can have a lot of training, but just the simple fact that there is a weight difference can make training be obsolete. Or you find yourself having to come to the rescue because they can't handle what they have. They get scared and training go out the window. Sometimes you can be trained perfectly. Man, it was by me in baseball. And I was a kid playing baseball. In practice, dude, I was an awesome cat. In the game, I'd freeze every damn time. So same thing here. Okay, they could be all the training in the world, get in a real life situation, and then sometimes your mind will draw a blank, dude.
Yeah. And
now you got now you need assistance. You're a liability as opposed to an asset. Not saying that's always the case, but I've heard it happens quite a bit.
Yeah. One thing that I also wanted to mention about that video that we listened to of the news story in Chicago. There was an older gentleman who he was on Facebook Live when shots rang out. What he was doing, Lonzo, was he was camping out on a corner of his community that he's lived in for years where drugs are openly being sold in public. It's an open market, drug market, and he is going live to bring awareness to the situation that he believes is ruining his city. Is it going to take more people like this gentleman who is literally risking his life to bring awareness to a problem that a lot of city officials seem to be turning a blind eye to?
Yeah. Most city officials, not all, a lot of city officials don't live in the areas that they serve.
Yep.
They may have an address there. They may not live there. And they don't see the impact. They hear about it, they don't see it. Well, if you live there and you see it, it makes you have a different perspective and a different motivation to get things done properly. And that's what you have to have in most cases. A lot of times, man, you don't see no men in the community, dude. And if you do, you don't see no positive men, dude. I mean, we in an era now, man, where you got cats as old as me still talking about hood shit. You got cats like older than me still, they may not be active, but that's a part of their vocabulary. That's a part of their repertoire, dude. Being part of the hood. They may not be out there, putting in work per se, but they still represent. Instead of guiding these cats away from it, they kind of enforcing this shit, or endorsing, the activity.
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk, Doc.
Yeah.
I think I told you. I might have said it before, but tell you again. I was on a podcast with another brother out of Chicago, in fact, and he was telling me these guys he was 60-something years old, talked about how he as a manager he only managed vice lords or one side of the gang disciples. I said, well, man, because he only dealt with disciples because he know he can sell 100,000 units because there's 100,000 disciples. Well, it's 100,000 vice lords looking to kill his ass too. So how this pretty supposed to work out for anybody? How's anybody supposed to benefit? You got 100,000 supporters, but you got 100,000 haters at the same time. How are you supposed to get anything done, man? And this is a mentality that a lot of guys have. And this is the problem we have in society. A lot in society as a whole. You got grown people want to be friends with the kids. We're not their friends. We're supposed to be here to guide them, but a lot of grown folks want to be considered cool and want to be friendly with them and act like they're their buddies. No, man, that ain't how it's supposed to go. Now, I'm cool with those that are cool, but if I see you do something stupid as a grown ass man, I gotta speak on it. I got to speak on it. If not, I'm not doing you an injustice, and I'm not doing my experience in injustice. That's real talk.
Yeah. That reminds me of a question, and I do have some questions saved up from some of our audience to hopefully make everyone listening right now feel like it's actually live. But that ATL says he had a good question from a couple of weeks ago that we never got to because we've just been having some great shows. And before we continue, I'm going to ask you to hit that like button and check out some of the shows we've been having lately, man. We've been killing it right here on this channel. Tell a friend about N.W.A. stories with Lonzo. But that ATL says, has hip-hop caused more harm to the black community than racism? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that, Lonzo?
You know what? I might get canceled, but who gives a fuck? I'm about to say in some terms, yes, man. Hip hop has given folks a green light to do what the fuck they want to. That combined with folks being in a position to get canceled for not accepting what people are putting down makes it difficult for people to even be a mentor. You try to do something and you got the cancel culture. Okay, you got that first and foremost. Then they try to tell you we Charleston White, myself, anybody else